can't believe that in half an hour, I will be a part of the Ladomus Gaming Dynasty Empire.
Dominion. We prefer Dominion.
Okay, let's do this. Guys, welcome to another episode of Katie Afraidy on the Fangoria Network. I'm your host, Katie Hettenbach, and I am so delighted to have this person on. We've been on the horror circuit with each other for a minute. I actually won. How we met is that I won one of your movies. I forget which one it was. Whichever.
Fun.
I think it was. I can't remember if it was one about.
This is my career, by the way. Okay,
but it was an amazing. It was. I still have it, and I was like, I want it, and I was like, oh, we're gonna be friends. She's amazing actress, director, filmmaker, horror extraordinaire. Devanny Pinn.
Thank you. That was a really good intro. I'm gonna have you come everywhere now.
Dude, I got you.
Where are we looking?
So your camera is. This is the wide, and this is your close up. So you can look really. You can look at me.
Okay.
You don't have to look at me.
I would rather look at you.
Beautiful.
Who doesn't want to look at her? Yeah.
Pick an eye. Pick an eye. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck.
So fun.
So. I hear you're a horror fan.
I'm a little bit of a horror nerd, yes. So I know sometimes when people work in the genre, it is a job. For me, it definitely is as well. But I'm lucky because I love this shit. Like, I can't get enough. So I was thrilled when you invited me to come today to talk about other works. And I get to be like a horror nerd for a minute and just fangirl out on movies with you, which is, when I'm not working, one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah. Well, I'm so glad this finally happened because I know we've also been trying to do it for a minute.
Forever.
So
Schedules.
it works out. We're talking Ready or Not. What was it? Oh God, I always forget. I'm terrible with names. I'm terrible with years. I also watch like 9 movies at a time. So again, brain
girl.
rot. 2019. Ready or Not. I love this movie so much.
With this movie.
I remember seeing it in theaters and having so much anxiety while watching it because I didn't know what was going to happen. And it was the same thing with Abigail, which the directors also did. And they just I don't know how they do it. It's so like to keep that suspense and surprise and surprise.
And we know now, if you watch enough horror movies, you're expecting twists right now. It used to be was a formula, and then you would break the formula, and that twist would be like, oh my gosh, pearl clutch moment for horror fans.
Yeah.
But now when you go into it, there's enough material, you're expecting a twist.
Yeah.
So to keep that fresh and keep the audience engaged and keep fans guessing and in it and going along with the twist and writing it out, it's a very, very hard formula to nail at this point. And I think these guys not only executed it perfectly, they raised the bar in how you can do that.
Yeah.
And I went in, I'm so sorry if they're gonna watch this. I went in with zero expectations. I don't know about you. I was like, oh, another one. Okay.
Yeah.
But I was pleasantly surprised right away.
Yeah.
And then I kept being surprised. Yeah. And I was out of my chair rooting for this bitch by the time we were done. I was like, girl, get it. And it just is a movie that I have held pretty much everything else up to in comparison since its release. It's one of my favorite, as we were talking about before, one of my favorite modern horror movies to date. And I think it's no surprise they're going to continue to work on projects. And
it's so fun also to take something, as simple as hide and seek.
And make that with it. Yes.
And do it so well.
So well.
Because, I mean, you see the movies on Tubi. And I love.
I've got a lot of.
I know they're amazing, and some of them.
No, they're not. Don't lie. Some of them are fun.
Every horror movie is good. Every horror movie is bad.
Right.
Every horror movie is good. Every horror movie is bad. But regardless of if you're like this is a shit movie, it's like there are moments that are like amazing. But like you'll see something that's like okay, this is some. You're like I have a board game movie. Do you have a board game movie?
I do. I do. Yes, we won't talk about it though. And friends of mine also just made a new board game movie. So it's a thing.
Our friends.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid games.
Yes. Yes, which actually was another one I was pleasantly surprised. I thought the execution was great. So there's obviously a market for it. It can be done well.
Yes.
I have an issue. I have an issue with a lot of studio movies because I think they're done for cash grab. That they know that there's a market here, but they don't necessarily know or even respect it enough to really, really try.
Yeah.
And this was one of those where they had the money behind it and they used it and they understood the assignment, man. It was so fucking good. I love it.
They just like the house, the costuming, the production, the lighting, the cinema, everything was just so captivating. Like it's like the music. I've said this so many times, but I love a good we jump around. We spoil. There's no rhyme or reason. Everyone knows this at this point, except the new people who are like, what are they
What's happening?
What's the fuck? And I
just go for the ride. Just go with it. Ready or not? Let's go.
I just jump right in. I'm like, are you ready? You shouldn't be, but you're ready or not. But like, you know, the ending credit song and like the closing like of the Love Me Tender.
Yes.
The in-laws, you know, in-laws be like, you know, but to have that song, and they do that in all of their movies, even the Scream movies, and I appreciate that because so many movies just are like, we'll put anything over the credit song. No. Yes. Credit songs matter.
Or you didn't.
Yeah.
And so they didn't waste a frame. From the first second you start to all the way through the credits, you are immersed in this world.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, and I study the opening execution of films really. I think it's fascinating how you can introduce a world, characters, new rules, things that you're going to be living in. And if you buy it in the beginning, then you'll go on the journey with them. And I think that they did some of the most, again, efficient world building. I mean, you have a box and some hypothetical, maybe evil, maybe real dude who, you have all this folklore about how the family met them. You have a game they have to play. You have a rich family. You have a girl who came in with no family and wanted. You have all these different people, storylines, history, folklore, paranormal elements and real ones, and you have to introduce them all in a couple of minutes, have the audience buy it, be immersed in it, and then go on this journey with them, ready or not. And I think you don't even notice it. That's how efficient it is.
It's
on
perfect.
That.
And it's also like in all of their movies, there's something about the class system.
Yes.
And they talk about that in like almost every single movie.
But you don't feel like you're being spoon-fed.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it's like, oh, this is like, because by the time this comes out, will have talked to, you know, Matt and Tyler, the directors, screaming, love you guys. We had such a great conversation. Future Katie is gonna love it. But they have like a thing that they do and all across their movies, and it's like big ass house, big ass cast, somebody's on drugs. There's something about the class system. People are exploding. And then there's a killer song.
Which, when you put that list together, it's just like, how can you not have a good time?
It
doesn't matter what else is happening when
people
you've done that.
People explode. Which, again, like, you think this movie's going to go one way. You're like, okay. You're like, okay, this girl's getting married to this rich-ass guy. And she clearly doesn't belong. She's smoking in the beginning. She's like, I clearly, whatever. Getting married. And now at midnight, they have to play a game. Because she says, oh, are you the gaming dynasty? He said, no, Dominion. I'm sorry. Anything with Dominion, you run. You run. No, Dominion is a good Dominion.
And he gave her the choice to do that.
Yeah. And so did Adam Brody. I love you, Adam Brody. Adam Brody's in like every... I love that Adam and Kyle Gallner are just in like every horror movie, but just as like back characters that you're like...
They're just hanging out.
I forgot you were in this movie, which is like, I love that. I love a good... Like, you're in everything.
Because when you get it, you kind of get it.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's hard. I think it's hard too when a story is really, really, even if it's an ensemble, if it's immersed in just a couple of characters, to be that secondary ensemble, it can be very throwaway, it can be very forgettable. But I think that everyone in this, without distracting from the plot, really contributed.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. Like the sister, I love her. She comes in coked out of her mind. She's got 2 kids who are like, kill, and everyone, and Grace is like, the fuck? What's going on?
Yep.
Like, I guess we're gonna play a game real quick for this Dominion. So if you were getting married and you found out your partner has this this gaming Dominion, what game would you want to play?
Oh, that's a great question.
Or what game would you not want to play that you're really bad at?
I really like Go Fish and Uno.
Okay.
I know that's really lame, but I do. I actually play that
Dude,
on my...
losing at Uno and then having
it's
to...
stressful.
Wait, really quick, is every game like that high of stakes? Or is it just like, oh, we just play a game? Or is hide and seek the only one?
I really, if I have one argument on this movie, I don't know why the missed opportunity. Why at the end of the credits there isn't a quick little scene of someone else marrying in, and they just play like tic-tac-toe.
Yeah, but it's like to the death.
That's a fun question too. So like,
I'm writing that down. Sorry.
They claim they all played a game. Did they really? And no matter what card they picked, would that have been a deadly game? Or is it only that one? Or could it be?
I was wondering, because if you're playing Uno to the death, that is the most stressful game. Like, because it could go any way.
That's right.
It could go any way.
That's right.
And it's like, tic-tac-toe, it's like, okay, it's all right there. Uno, it's like, you don't know if you're going to get draw 4.
Right. Or reversed, or
and then you're fucked, or skip, and you're like, you're fucked.
Someone's making a deadly Uno game right now. They just watched this podcast. And they're making
deadly Uno. Ooh, I should make a Spoons horror movie.
Yeah,
I love spoons.
They're doing a bunch of the toys now.
Yeah.
So maybe like a Shoots and Ladders.
I want a
or
Polly Pocket.
A cannula.
I want a Polly Pocket.
I feel like Megan kind of is like a deadly Polly Pocket.
I love Polly Pockets so much, and I'm like, I want to be a Polly Pocket.
Yeah, I was gonna, you kind of resemble her a little bit.
Thank you so much.
It's yeah.
That's my.
There's a thing.
That's my. Honestly, that's what I want to go for in life. I literally I buy things that I'm like, is this Polly Pockets or there used to be this thing called Groovy Girls.
I don't know that
and
one.
they were like
I had a Polly Pocket.
They were like felt dolls, and they had string hair, and they were like groovy, and they had 70, and there's flowers, and I was like, I want that.
That also sounds creepy. Yeah.
I loved it. I was like, they're kind of creepy, but they were great, and I miss them. I love Groovy Girls.
Nostalgia.
We love it. Yeah, Uno would be a good one. Uno or Go Fish to the death.
So if you pull that card, what are you saying to your fiance?
Of Uno?
Yeah.
Draw 4, bitch. I'm like, good luck. I mean, if first of all,
I feel like draw 4, bitch is the tagline to this movie
draw 4, bitch. And the Uno horror movie, draw 4, bitch. But no, I would say that I would also the first red flag is my husband to be being like,
do you want to play a game?
No. Do you want out? Do you want out of this?
So that's what was my question. I'd be like, we're here right now. Dude, what's up? So,
you have something you want to tell me?
So,
Chad?
Is she a dumb bitch, or is she just madly in love and oblivious?
She's blinded by love, and she thinks he's joking. He's just being silly.
Because you know what I noticed a lot with her, as much as she's an incredibly likable character,
Yeah.
and we root for her for 100%.
Yeah.
He has all these red flags. The first conversation they really have that you see is a bunch of hey, are you sure? Hey, we can bounce. Hey, you don't have to. And she's like, I'm going to marry into a dynasty. Yay. Oh my God, you're a really rich family. She's constantly talking about really rich family.
Yeah.
So are we being fed the information as the audience about this family? Or is she overlooking a bunch of red flags because she wants to get in on that and she grew up without it?
That's a thought.
Interesting, right?
And
then does it make her less likable when they turn around and are like, we're
we're gonna play hide and seek.
Right.
Is this a joke?
Maybe this demon dude, devil guy, maybe he thinks that she's not genuinely there for the right reasons, and that's why he slips her the card. Maybe he's actually a good guy.
Mr. LeBeau.
Mr. LeBeau.
Mr. LeBeau. Which when I read names on the paper, I'm like, oh, this is how it's pronounced. And then someone will say it, and I'll be like, LeBeau has an F at the end.
I watched it with the subtitles, and I was like, would not have gotten that one. Yeah.
Which I'm like, French makes sense.
I was gonna say not French. So
is it? I don't know if it is French. I don't know what it is. But I was like, it's not. It's all good. But yeah, it's so stressful also because I love hide and seek. But it is stressful when it's like everybody against you.
Yeah.
And also in a place that you don't know. So now you have to, they know this mansion by heart. That's already not fair.
No.
You know,
that, we'll turn off the cameras. And I'm like, that's still not really fair though.
Yeah.
But if you notice with some of the characters, there's a hesitation. Like, not a couple of them are like, "Let's go, we're ready to do this for fun, for survival." Mm-hmm. And then a lot of them are really like they don't want to be that person. They don't want to hurt somebody. They like her. They don't want to they personally don't want to harm her because of that. And so you have them dragging their feet despite the fact knowing where she is or obvious places she might hide. Yeah. So I think with everyone coming from a different place for different reasons makes the game more interesting. Yeah. And I remember thinking halfway through, I'm like, well, why didn't they just elope? Or why did they have to get married here? Like, and then they answer all the questions throughout it too, organically. I thought just the setup is just really, 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 really brilliant.
Perfection. I also have to say, we were talking about like characters. My favorite character is, I thought it was the grandma, but it's just because she looked old. Aunt Helen. When they're making out after the wedding, and she's just in the room like this,
just like chilling. So creep. That's the next big red flag. Like
I'm sorry,
like, we're gonna go play a game. I'm like,
get this old bitch out of the room. Right. I love the act. Great job. Wonderful. You creeped us out. But get this bitch out of the room.
What a cop. And, she went through all this. He knows that she's about to go do this thing, and maybe it's going to be the end of her life. He doesn't even get laid first. What is he doing? If I knew I was about to bring my fiance and maybe, kick the bucket, we're definitely doing it on our wedding night before. I'll be like,
at least
family,
once more.
We'll be there in 15 minutes.
Give us 15, 20 tops. We'll be down.
He straight up brings her down there like,
Like, let's go. We're gonna see what you get to play, and then they're like, oh shit, hide and seek, and hides in the dung bell elevator thing.
Actually, I thought a pretty good hiding spot.
Pretty good. Yeah. I would have lowered myself.
Right. So then you can't. But then I guess you could always just push the button. It doesn't.
Well, yeah. But to go to a different level or anywhere else. I don't know.
But at the first, she doesn't really want to play either. She kind of wants to be found because she wants to get back to her honeymoon here. Yeah. And so, I think that's interesting, the evolution of, such a, again, surface level childhood game. But then you think about all the levels that really are intelligent that we're used to it, from, wanting to be found to wanting to just survive to wanting to really, really hide. Yeah. And I think everybody goes through a different phase of that, all the different characters at different moments. So it's kind of really, really cool circulation of character motivations throughout the whole thing. It's just really a fascinating watch. If you were one of the family members, are you game to play? Would you be dragging your feet? It's her or you. Or do you believe that?
I think I'd play along for a little bit, and then I'd probably be like, you know what, this is kind of fucked up. But we haven't had this card before. We only had it one other time, and that was Aunt Helen, and that's why she's so screwed up in the head.
Ready to go.
Yeah. So there's, but at the time you're like there's nothing supernatural happening. We don't find that out till like the very,
which I think
end.
is again such a great spin on it again. So when you think, okay, here's all the rules, here's why they're doing it, and you accept that, and you go about the film for a little while with that ride. When that starts to dry up just a tiny bit, then you're like, oh, this is BS. You know, it's folklore. Like, why are we going out like killing people over like, crazy grandma thinks that we're all gonna have something bad happen to us? Like, this is dumb. It calls it on itself, and then we think that this is all a joke, and we just need to
which is
chill out.
The most upsetting, I think, like, if it would have just been, oh, there's not anything happening, I think that would have been also a good ending, because then it's like, no, these people are just crazy and thought something was gonna happen, and it's like, oh shit,
all these people are dead.
Shit, like, oh, we didn't need to do that. Oh my God.
But then it's left open so much.
Yeah.
Like, so how do you close that? So then to have
explosion.
Everyone explode clearly.
As they should.
But I love that, like, they ended with everyone exploding.
Yeah.
And that was just okay. Like, we just believe that. That makes sense. We're so
like,
in it at that point. That's not even weird.
When it happened, I was like, what the fuck?
So good.
I was like, everyone go see this movie. I was like, see this in theater. It is so, like, the blood splatter is just, it's also so funny, because it's like, you see, Aunt Helen, she's like, I don't care if this isn't real. The girl still dies.
Yeah.
Brings up a freaking,
because she's just a crazy bitch.
She's not. Yeah. It's not. It's one of those like medieval. It's not
thing. Yeah.
It's
I should know.
It's an axe,
Yeah.
but it's not an axe. It's like a medieval big. It's a big pointy axe. Big pointy. It's sharp. It's a sharp stick, and she's like and then she explodes, and then I love again the sister. She's my favorite, because she just goes, takes her kids, and you just hear poof, 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 because all three of them just go at the same time.
Because if you're going to kill a kid, like,
you know what,
you can't see it. We actually feel bad, even though he tried to kill her, like, we feel bad for that. And so I think it was a great balance to show that everyone's going to go, not just the ones.
I would have killed the kid. I would have, I don't trust kids. I don't
trust kids either. I don't want kids in my movie, so I'm glad that they exploded, to be clear.
Like the kid, the whole time, even like before, was saying like kill, 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 and it's like you just met Grace. Shut up. Save it.
Like, why did you do that? And he's like, well, everyone else is doing it. I hate kids.
And then she's like running away. She's in the goat. Barn.
The barn, yeah.
Because when you're working with the devil, everybody knows you have a goat farm. Everybody knows that, obviously.
But I get all the little nuances. They're all there, perfect. But it feels organic.
Yeah,
like the massive estate would have animals.
Some type of animals.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. It's great. It's perfect. I love it. And then also something that Matt and Tyler are known for: a pool or a pit of bodies. I'm literally going to ask...
Where are you going to put all the sacrifices?
Wait, what is it with you guys with pits of bodies?
I'd be really careful walking around them.
Like, Jesus, what do your houses look like? My God. Oh, my God. But, yeah, she falls in because, she gets... the little kid shoots... Georgie, the kid's name. I don't know how I remember that.
I was going to say, I props to you because I completely forgot,
forgot his name. I only know his name. Gets shot... Or he shoots
her.
Grace in the hand, and then she punches him, and then
I'm weird. I cheered.
I was like, yeah, fuck that. I was like, get it. But she falls into the
pit with all of the dead bodies and the
like
animals and such that they've been sacrificing. Yes,
brutal. And now has to climb up this shitty little
with
ladder
the hand
with one hand.
That stupid kid.
But also, I was like, okay. You have an elbow. You can use your elbow. You don't have to go, okay, I'm just going to climb with one hand.
Maybe your upper body strength is just not very good.
Yeah, I was like, girl, I mean, like, mine's not either.
She's tired, too. She's been, like, running for her life for a few hours.
I'm like, you're fighting for your life. Like, do you want to make it up the ladder? But again, that's the
question. Do you? Like, is someone up there looking for you?
Yeah.
Is it better to stay there? I don't know. Honestly, I think that's a better hiding spot. Like, underneath all the dead bodies. No one's looking for you there.
Stinky.
It is stinky.
Stinky.
But, like...
you're gonna die
But
from
you're also gonna
all
die.
the food, or for her, you know, you're gonna die either way. Honestly, I'd probably just be like, peace. I'm gonna jump in front of a car real quick. I'm not gonna be here anymore. Actually, no, because then that would help them, wouldn't it? Or do they have to kill you?
I mean, she jumps in the car. Remember? She jumps in the car and then tries to drive away and like asks the, you know, emergency system on the car to help her.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, I can't. And you're like, he's like, no, the car's stolen. No, it's not.
I like that at first he said, because you're expecting it not to work, right?
Yeah.
But like, he's like, yeah, I can help you. And you're like, yes, finally something that would happen in the real world is actually happening. He's going to help her because that's what he's supposed to do. And I'm like, how are they going to find a legitimate reason for them not to help her? Oh, the car's stolen. Duh. Yes, of course. And then they shut it down. So I was so annoyed at that point. And I was like, oh, this shit can catch a break.
Yeah, and I think his name was like Trevor. He's like, fuck you, Trevor. He's like, have a great day.
It's like language, man. We're talking about language.
Okay, Karen, settle down. It's like, no, you don't understand.
But why didn't he at least call the police? She was asking for the police. Even if the car was stolen, like if she stole the car, you would still call the police, right?
Yeah.
What happened to that? Guys, I have a question. Where's the police?
Well, no, I wonder if that was the police that we saw in the end, because who called the police there?
Oh, maybe it was him. Trevor, did you come through on us? I don't
Trevor,
know.
be honest. Were you just reporting the stolen car, or did you, help her out? Because she sounded so in, like, distress that, like, she needed.
I would have called for her either.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're like, are you okay though? Like, what's happening? I know you stole this car, and I shouldn't trust you, but also you seem really distraught. Also, if you're hitting that button,
I was saying, if you stole a car, would you really report yourself? Well, maybe you would. I don't know.
I don't know if you're, but this is like Trevor's not good at his job. Trevor's not getting employee of the month.
Nope. Sorry, Trevor.
Again, I don't know if his name's Trevor, but it feels right. Tyler, Trevor, it feels Jake.
Yep.
Jordy, the coked out sister, brilliant.
So fun.
Oh my god.
And again too, I think it's interesting, when they have the kids that they need to, what would make a mom want to kill? And I think to protect her kids, you could find the motivation in that. And I like that, the old lady's just batshit crazy, and you got the gold diggers, you got the actual mom who really just wants to connect with her son. I just, again, and everyone goes through an evolution through this process in this night, and it's just so much fun. Oh, I love it. And Samara Weaving's a badass.
It's so good. And her scream,
she's so good.
Guttural, like the reverb on it, like the
vibration, vibrato.
I was like, yeah. How do you do that?
So good.
I was like, let's try that. And I'm like,
It's the Scream Queen. She knows her shit.
Her poor vocal cords.
I want to know how she preserved her voice for that, because like when I work on things, it's generally a faster turnaround. Like my average movie time for filming is like 2 weeks, which if you're screaming the whole time is still a lot. Like I do a lot of honey and things to coat the throat. But Ready or Not, I imagine, was probably a couple of months to shoot, and so much of the movie is her in such a physical role for that amount of time. So the stamina she had to really not only do that role but excel at it. She is a badass.
Freaking! I wonder if they filmed like the harder scenes first, and then we're like, we're gonna.
You're gonna need to ask so we can have a conversation after this. And find out.
This is again. The conversation went great with Matt and Tyler. That definitely already happened. It's not happening this week. We're definitely
they told us about it, and
we know everything. I'm just gonna insert things in there. Beautiful. The maids.
Yes.
I love how creepy they were for no reason. It's like, okay, we get it. This place, they have money. They're a Dominion. We get it. But like, why are the maids like wearing chokers and like?
Well, because remember, so when she was halfway through the movie, when she was found hiding, she said, "I'm not even really a maid. She's a dancer."
But still, like they made them wear like, I don't know.
So they're a little fetishized for that reason. It would make sense if
But they're all just to up the body count. I love that.
And plus, you can't kill off all the family originally because that really was the meat and potatoes of the story. So I love that they found an organic way to just keep killing people. And I love that the cooked out bitch just keeps accidentally killing people. It's like, oh,
doing this. Why does this keep happening?
So bad at killing. Yeah, it's great.
happening?
So
And then she
good.
hugs her dad. She's like, oh, pumpkin, come here. It's like, your daughter's coked up and has pills, and you're giving her a crossbow. Which also,
What do you expect to happen? Yeah.
So now, this is my question to you. If you were in the family, what's your weapon of choice?
My weapon of choice is and always will be a chainsaw, because
Okay.
go big or go home.
Why not?
And it's hard to miss with that. Like, you know, it's a little bit personal because you got to click closer to it,
Yeah.
but there's enough distance there where, you know, you're not
Yeah.
like all up in their face. Like,
Yeah.
like stabbing, you got to get like right there to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
I'm confident in my abilities, but I just don't know. So, you know, it's a power tool. It's going to do a lot of the work for
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
and then you give a little slack so you can get up in there, but be safe. Those medieval things, I would be the bitch that kills everybody except for who you're supposed to. I have horrible like hand-eye coordination.
Yeah.
And I as a general practice, I don't touch guns. I just don't. There's definitely for some people I never really did it for me.
Fair.
So but I do think it's fun that they incorporated like all the medieval toys that were in there too. They're like, oh, here's a spear, here's a crossbow.
Like,
and
why not? You're like, here's a pointy stick we found outside. It's
yeah,
like,
absolutely. Sure.
you're like, we have to honor tradition. Everything, again, this movie's so freaking good. And I, like, every time I watch it, I'm like, this is amazing. This is fun. This is one of my favorite movies. And I feel like people either know about it or they don't. And I'm like,
How could you not know? It's usually there's like you said a one or two things that stand out, and just every level stands out on the cinematography. Like from the first second, the moodiness, the lighting, the movement. It's
beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. And it's also like, it's so funny. It's so
How
funny.
do you balance like sacrificial murder
With humor.
With humor effectively.
So well.
So hard to do that, and they do it, and they do it throughout the entire movie. It's not like it's funny or lighthearted at first, and then shit goes down and gets serious.
Yeah.
I just bumped the mic. I'm sorry, chair
You're
producer. It's not even. They managed to jump back and forth tonally throughout that to extreme horror to touching family to romantic comedy to straight up comedic moments to the most horrifying and gut wrenching moments, and then you're tense the whole way through without even realizing it's such a masterpiece. Love it.
It's perfect. So out of 10,
12.
12.
It's a 12 for
12.
me. And I know that's really lame. It's such a cop out. But genuinely, like, I'm not even kidding. When I look at new scripts, when I watch movies as fans, this is kind of where I set the bar, because it knows what it is and the execution is perfect, and it's not just for one person or another. It's for anybody can watch it and find something, if not many things about it that really just hit the mark. And I think that is the definition of a successful film, not only a horror film, but a successful film. And I think they really did set the bar for this particular kind of movie.
It was so fun. I'm a harsh rater.
Same.
And I've only given a couple things a 10. But this is a 9. This is a 9.
Where did we miss you?
I don't know. I struggle to give things a perfect score.
I know.
I struggle to give things a perfect score. And even if it's I love it so much, but it's like, again, I still am like, now I'm going back, like Scream. I think I gave it a 10, but I'm like, I think it's a 9.
Ooh,
no,
controversial.
I love Scream.
And I think Scream is one of my other few that I would give a perfect score to.
Favorite movie. But again, every movie has its flaws. Every movie's perfect. I don't know.
I can't say that about any of the sequel. But I think Scream. I think the first Scream again is something that really for its time set the bar for that kind of movie that everything else had to try to live up to. And so for me, this generation and this kind of action horror movie, I think Ready or Not is that Scream.
Now you got me. Now you got me thinking I might have to put a 10 because
Can you think of a movie that does what Ready or Not does better?
I'm trying to think of anything that I didn't like in Ready or Not.
And it's hard to. She didn't like the body pit.
I mean, the body pit's fun. I mean, personally, I don't like the body pit, but I don't want to be in one. I don't want to be in a pit of dead bodies. But that's just me. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a little personal thing.
I have some time later.
I don't know. It's just a little personal thing. I don't really want to do that. But no, you know what? Yeah, I'll give it a 10. You know what? Fuck it. We got her. I'll do it.
10 out of fucking
I'm
10.
giving it a 10. I went back and I say I never go back, but I did it. I'm doing it. Damn it. It's honestly, it is. It's really good.
You struggle to find a flaw with it.
It is,
really, the execution's perfect.
Like, when I actually think about it, like, it's really hard to find a flaw in this movie. And I'm sure that someone else will, and that's fine. I want to hear about it.
I was going to say, everyone fill the comments with all the flaws, and we'll fight to the death over it.
There are. Of course there are. Because that's, again, it's movies. It's what it is. Like, but this is a great fucking movie.
It's a great fucking movie.
And if you have not seen it, please go watch it. Please go watch it. Tell us what you think about it. If you see any flaws, and what you give it out of 10, that'd be cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I always forget to ask this because I just started redoing, like, when you add something new and you're like, oh, I gotta remember to do this. So
I don't usually, but yeah.
And like, you gotta keep it fresh for the brain, or I will die. But were you afraidy or not afraidy of Ready or Not?
Aww. I was afraidy.
Yeah. You were scared?
I'm a little scared. But like, not in a like kind of way. In like, I was doing this.
Yeah, you were like,
and
anxious.
Not even really. And I'm a little jaded at this point. Like, between being a big fan of horror movies anyway, and then also being in them, it kind of is like, pulling back the curtain a little bit in the Wizard of Oz. So it takes a lot for me to get scared at this point, because I'm like, oh, look at that shot. Oh, look at this angle. Oh, the light. So I don't get to be immersed in it. And this movie, another reason why I'm really just a huge fan of it, is because I forgot what we were doing. I was in it. Yeah. And not only that, I went on all the ups and downs the filmmakers crafted you to go on, and I didn't even know it was happening. Yeah. I really, really was immersed in that. And so the tension, I felt myself tense. I felt my heart racing. Mm-hmm. I wanted to get out of my chair and yell at people on this. It really got under my skin a little bit in the best way.
Yeah.
Love it.
Same, dude.
Are you
Afraidy? I'll say Afraidy. Yeah, because I remember first watching it. I mean, now I know what's coming, so I'm like, oh, it's not as bad.
But do you notice new things in it now that you've watched?
100%. Oh, yeah. I love rewatching movies like over and over and over again. Again, because that's usually when you see the flaws, and I do like to find them. Because
I looked today. I looked for the damn flaws. I did.
You have to watch it like 3 times within like a 2-week span, so that's like even more fresh. Because like, I saw Abigail 4 times within a month.
See, I saw it once. Not to rewatch. Now because we talked about it on rewatch.
Like, it's like, okay, I can see, but it also shows like, okay, this is tangible. This is like, these people are like, Matt, Tyler, everybody, the whole cast and crew, human. Like, and that's makes it like be like, oh, I can make something too. When it's like perfect, you're like, I don't know how they even.
It's not accessible.
You're like, I don't know how to approach that.
Yeah.
And Ready or Not I was definitely afraidy. So much anxiety when first watching it. Like, I also, like, I would lose myself in it.
Yeah.
And then be like, look at that acting. Wow. And I'm like, no. Get lost. Because it's so hard for me to, like, take a step back, because I'm also a director. I act too, and it's hard to, like,
turn it off a little bit. Yes.
And then you're like, wow, that's just a damn good movie. It's just a damn good movie. Wow. And you know what? You're a damn good guest.
Oh, you're a damn good host.
Thank you. And thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me. This was so fun. Dude, we should do this anyway, even if he's not going to film it.
Oh my God, yeah. Anytime, anywhere, let's fucking go. This is the point of the show where you plug your stuff.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I forgot that.
I know. You get to talk about yourself now. Look at that camera. Look at that camera. Look at whatever one. You could look at this one, but they won't see you.
I was going to say.
They won't see you.
Okay. Yes. So I am promoting a couple of things right now. My directorial debut, The Black Mass, which is, spoilers, a day in the life of Ted Bundy. That is out now on DVD and Blu-ray. It's coming to VOD shortly, as well as Screambox. And I also have a movie that just appeared on Hulu called The Flood, which is an action creature feature. And that's a lot of fun. It's kind of a halfway between a sci-fi movie and a serious movie. So big popcorn type film on Hulu now. And then I don't know when this is airing. It may or may not already be there. Camp Pleasant Lake, which is straight slasher fun, is on Stars starting the 1st. So please check those out. I try to do a little something for everybody depending on what your style is. So if you like true crime, or if you like creature features, or if you like slashers, something for everyone this month. And I have several more coming out later in the year. But as you now know, Katie is very well versed, and I'm a huge horror nerd, so I love to chat horror all year round. So find me on socials. Find me because you watch this podcast and you love it. Follow us both, and then we can continue the conversation about Ready or Not, some of my new releases, and more.
Yeah, that was perfect. That's a perfect little I love it. It was beautiful. It was good. Awesome. Thank you so much. Also, you know who else is awesome? Me when I can speak, but also Fangoria.
Fango, thank you guys.
We love Fangoria.
Yes.
You want a copy of Fangoria?
Yes.
Use code Katie Afraidy 25 for 25% off.
Can I do it?
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah. It's pretty freaking good. It's pretty freaking good.
That's really, really good deal,
honestly,
guys, actually.
For real. Freaking good deal.
I paid full price. So. I should have been on the podcast.
All right, you also thank you to Filmcraft Studio Gear. You can find them at Filmcraft LA on Instagram or at filmcraftla.com.
Are these the chairs? They're chairs.
Yeah.
Hey, see, I knew. Look,
all their production needs. They're pretty,
and they're very comfortable.
And I got Katie Afraidy on the back. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. And I like to end every podcast with either good or shitty advice regarding the movie. Sometimes it's simply don't have kids, and
which is generally
it's
good
just
advice.
A good one. Some people are like, no, and I'm like, it's about a killer kid. Don't.
So definitely my advice for Ready or Not that
never
I can
get
pull
married.
from is when you get married, don't rock the heels, sneakers, because on the best case scenario, you'll be comfortable all day through your wedding, and no one tells you that your feet are gonna fucking hurt, and no one's gonna see them. Take one picture in this really cute shoes, throw them in there, and wear your sneakers. And worst case, if your fiance is gonna set you up for a big epic night of fighting to the death because your family is actually in contract with the devil, then you'll be prepared for that too.
You crushed that. That was amazing. And on that note, guys, we will see you next time, and stay spooky.
Bye, guys.
Found her. It's true what they say. The rich really are different.